Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my painful task this morning to respond to the Prime Minister's ministerial statement. And Mr. Speaker, as I do respond, butter will melt in my mouth because I don't have to justify that I am not evil, despite what the Prime Minister claims. Because, Mr. Speaker, I am not the honourable member that swore and assaulted another member outside this House. Neither am I the honourable member that calls my own people uneducated, or that doesn't give a damn about the number of our people suffering under my failed COVID-19 responses and poverty and hardship. Neither do I force civil servants to get jabbed just so they can feed, house, and clothe their children. Neither do I allow, on my watch, a very competent and skilled legal mind and former female minister of mine to be repeatedly attacked and vilified by the Fiji Sun, as it has once again done today, an utter shame. So, Mr. Speaker, through you, I would like to say to the Honourable Prime Minister, if you're concerned about those orange emojis, as you mentioned yesterday, they are your own fault. These emojis are a real-time indication of the votes you lose every time you speak. In fact, he has my deepest sympathies because he's being made to say things that he doesn't even understand, and people can see right through that. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, I will not be shushed by anyone except you while in these august chambers, because that is what the voters pay me and send me here to do, to speak the truth and to reveal the government's lies. If we recall the budget debate where I asked the Prime Minister about the actual number of trees planted and whether there were indeed 7 million, we all remember the less than satisfactory reply. He thought he was being smart, but it turned out that there were more questions and gaps that we know. That is why the Honourable Leader of the NFP directed the relevant questions straight to the World Bank and to the Office of the Auditor General to make appropriate determinations in his media statement last Friday. And in my response today, Mr. Speaker, despite the not very clever footwork we've just heard, the facts remain. Do we or do we not have 7.6 million real trees standing right now under the National Forestry Inventory? Do we or do we not have a missing drone that cost us taxpayers a lot of money sitting lost somewhere in Taviuni since last year, a drone that no one has been held responsible or has been surcharged for? Do we or do we not have a firm and tangible grip on the survival rate of the number of trees planted for the Red Plus initiative? How many trees they planted have died? Is this tree planting in vain? Are the forest wardens getting properly and quickly compensated? Is the staffing of the ministry able to cater for all this work, given that over 100 staff and 40 vehicles are helping out with the COVID-19 responses, and that there are a number of staff also not working given the stupidity of the no jab, no job idea? Do we or do we not replant native hardwood and timber species, which is what the ministry is supposed to do? The pine and mahogany species are completely different. Does the minister realize that with the impacts of COVID-19 and the fluid movement from urban to rural, as has happened in my province of Kadavu and also in Ronolevu, pine and mahogany is being felled at a rapid rate and is being used for housing rehabilitation? How much replanting of these two species has taken place from 2019 to date? Is the replanting happening at twice the rate if we're really concerned about climate change and the ability of our trees to absorb carbon? In this count of 7.6 million trees that is still under question, how many of them are fruit trees? And does this not duplicate the mandate of the Ministry of Agriculture? Mr. Speaker, I would urge the Prime Minister, as the Minister responsible for forestry, to ensure that all the late... I would urge the Prime Minister, as Minister responsible, to ensure that all the late annual reports are tabled and to keep a closer eye on the little empires that are now being formed within his ministry that is leading to him now facing up to all these difficult questions. Thank you.